I feel marketing is both art and science. UAE has been much more rewarding and challenging. It's also because all the headquarters are here. Working with Centerpoint was basically like conducting an orchestra.
Okay.
And in Homebox, it's more of an ensemble of jazz. Both has their own intricacies and both are grand. Mantra is hyper-personalization. It has been for a few years, but now with the advent of AI, it has really taken a turn. So we have taken the data-driven approach. We are not very picky about one channel or the other. But what has really worked and tested again and again is the omni-channel approach.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Marketing Bytes. I'm your host G, and I will be in conversation with people doing incredible work in the world of marketing. Today I'm joined by someone who has taken a very unconventional path to marketing and made it look so effortless. From starting in merchandising to launching new markets and now heading marketing at HomeBox, he brings a real world view to what truly drives customer loyalty and helps retail brands grow. Gives me immense pleasure to welcome the strategic marketing leader, Abhinav Daharwal. Hi, Abhinav. Welcome to the Marketing Bytes and thank you so much for being here.
Hi G, thank you for having me here. It's my pleasure and I'm excited to do this.
Super. I'm excited as well. So, without further ado, let's jump right in.
Sure.
So let's begin with your journey. You didn't really take the classic marketing degree, marketing job path. You started your career in merchandising, which is completely different from what you do now. How did that shift happen for you?
You're right, G. It's not a classic route like from marketing degree to marketing job. Actually, for me, it was very different, and I'm thankful for that. So let's start from the beginning. I did my MBA from IIM Bangalore, and I joined Al Shaya. That's my first retail job, started in Kuwait, wherein I was doing a lot of back operation, working on the engine of the retail. So it was about planning, allocations, building up ranges and doing the price and balancing the supply and demand. So that really gave me how a entire retail operation works. Right after that, I actually went into the retail route wherein I was given a responsibility for handling RedTech's portfolio in non-GCC market. And
Right.
thereafter, I did some retail stint on 24, handling their non-KSA business. That actually gave me exposure how the retail part works.
Mm.
So after doing a stint at merchandising and retail, my final move was with Centerpoint, wherein I was a regional head for trade marketing and was given a onus to bring in the footfall. And finally, now I'm here with Homebox, heading their strategic marketing. This is different because it's not just any other marketing role, but it is here wherein we at Homebox trying to redefine the brand, create not just creating driving footfall, but also influencing the buying decisions and trying to make Homebox truly a data driven and customer centric organization and drive the next level of growth on every channel.
Right. So you've literally come full circle, starting from merchandising and going into the complete marketing role for you here at Homebox.
Yes.
Right. You're now leading the entire marketing function here at Homebox, all the way from loyalty to CRM, from brand marketing to performance. What part of this really excites you?
So, if when I explained the journey, my two strengths were always with me. One was I was good with data, and that brought me when I was looking in Alshaya's merchandising planning and tools. So those numbers and trends were always made me more curious to know why is it happening.
Mm.
And now when I'm in a marketing or a customer facing role, I could influence that demand as well. So that gives me a power. So to your question, I feel marketing is both art and science. The science comes from the data driven part of it. Now more and more numbers and everything is performance driven, so we have immense amount of data, and I use this data to understand consumers and actually think through that what are the patterns emerging out of it, and how do can we manipulate or how can we influence the demand. And that's when, using the data, knowing the customer, we want to create the experiences the understanding of the brand, and that's wherein I call creative storytelling comes in, which is the art part of marketing. So for me, all the functions, there can be a name like brand marketing, or trade marketing, or performance marketing. For me, it's as a head of marketing, I want to create that experience, that campaign, that narrative, and that storytelling, and it should also always be data driven and coming out of what the consumers are saying about us.
Right. So I think it's more like data and what customers want, which is your relationships with your customers that really drive you.
Yes.
Right. You've worked across many different geographies, starting from the UAE to Kuwait, East Africa, and Central Asia. In your experience, which ones have been most rewarding and which ones have really pushed you to your limits?
I think I was very fortunate to have worked with so many brands in so many geographies in so many functions. And but I would say this loud and clear that UAE has been much more rewarding and challenging. It's also because all the headquarters are here. It's a headquarter of all the culture and communications. If you get it the brand right in UAE, then you are right globally, because the competitiveness of this market is so huge, and you are competing with the best of the best brands in the world. Also, being from the marketing or a brand background, it is always good to be where the decisions are being taken care of, where the strategies are being mapped out.
Mm.
So mostly in all the smaller territories, or if the host brand sits somewhere else,
Yeah.
marketing and brand is always about execution rather than strategy. But I was very fortunate that early on my career, I am heading the brand narrative, or uh, working with a brand which is in-house, ingrown, and situated in UAE.
Right.
So
So I
that
think
gives me,
UAE rules the roost here, right? In
yes,
terms of even the culture and the number of expats you're dealing with, and even the kind of opportunities you've had to work with.
that's perfect. And
Yeah.
that's also one more thing I want to add, that it's not just like when you create the strategy or the brand for the GCC, you have to take the nuances of people involved, the culture.
Absolutely. I was coming to that. Yeah.
Yes, because after COVID, or maybe it was always there, but post COVID or post recently now, people have become more local. They appreciate influencers, they appreciate everyone wanting to create something which is local, and they're very proud of their culture. So it's always a case that how do you balance the global and modern feel, and also add that twist of being local.
Right. You mentioned before about your stint at Centerpoint,
Yes.
right? I believe you were very heavily into trade marketing in that role. How does that experience stick with you even today, and how does it influence the way in which you lead?
So, okay, I'll give you one parallel. Working with Centerpoint was basically like conducting an orchestra.
Okay.
And in HomeBox, it's more of an ensemble of jazz. Both has their own intricacies, and both are grand. Uh, in Centerpoint, I happen to have that scale, working with huge team, large budgets, and basically painting the canvas full with Centerpoint. But it was more of selling the destination, a
Mm.
powerful destination with four brands in it.
Yeah.
Uh, there I was not the custodian of brand, but my responsibility primarily was to bring in footfall, and that's where trade marketing comes in.
Right.
While in Homebox, I am end-to-end brand custodian. So here I am not just selling the destination, but also making sure the narrative of Homebox, what the customer feels about Homebox, is managed.
The
And
experience as well, right?
yes. So the campaign, the experience, the touch points, and entire CRM and loyalty is shaped in a way that it says the same thing. Just give you an insight, like Homebox in on the journey. It's a third fastest growing brand, and we are in a journey to redefine what the brand feels like. We want to be a solution provider and not just being one of the brands. So we
Absolutely.
are moving away from a product company to a solution and a customer centric company.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. It was great to know the first experience, at least part of your journey, which has been very, very inspiring to know. Let's talk a little bit about customer loyalty in an ever changing shopping landscape. I was wondering, customer loyalty is evolving so rapidly. Where do you see it going in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think the mantra is hyper personalization. It has been for a few years, but now with the advent of AI, it has really taken a turn. So what I mean by hyper personalization is we are entering an era where there is a target audience of one. So rather than having a broad demographic, in marketing we have STP segmentation and coming up with what TG or a target audience you want to make your product or create a communication for. Now it is just one individual. I'll give you an example. For example, a customer walks in one of our brands and buys a crib, which tells us that okay, they're having a baby. The next thing he does is if he browses or watches our Instagram, so the more Instagram stories about the babies and diapers and those baby parenting tips, and that's he is seeing that we come to know, the CRM tool comes to know about it, and then we start sharing the ads for our homeware related to kids, and then we also see him browsing or responding to our ads, and that's when after that when he comes to us, so we know exactly what he's looking for, and we create a journey out of it.
Right. So you're literally like mapping the customer from the beginning till the end, right?
Yes,
Right.
so having this data driven context aware loyalty program, and not just giving a loyalty, not just giving a discount or a price, but having a personalized journey for each and every individual is
Right.
what we aspire to do.
Right. Right. If you had to give me your top three must-haves for building a loyalty program, which one would they be?
Oh, definitely. I'll say it's very simple. Like you don't have to complicate and not think about only discounts and prices. What customers are looking for is something meaningful and differentiated. So first thing is understanding of the customer. So every CRM or anyone who's trying to create a loyalty program has to go to creating tools to gather information, to
Mhm.
understand the customers first. That understanding is really important, and it will give you a much more ROI in a longer term. Second step would be to have a meaningful value for the customers, not just price or a discount, but some experiential thing. It can be, a red carpet, or remembering them on their birthdays, or just knowing what they are coming, or what are the touch points they are like. I just give you example. Someone is very fond of buying online, or
Right.
someone is fond of having just that category. So don't give them too many things to work upon, make their life easy. So giving that experience. And third is it has to be seamless integrated to all your systems. So what he sees on the Instagram while browsing a app, or when he's in store, the customer experience should be truly seamless and omni.
Right. Um, I've seen this big shift happening these days. You know, more and more customers are now buying home products online instead of actually walking into a store. And I think even I'm part of that same customer category. How has this shift changed the way in which you approach customer relationships and loyalty?
Yes, G, you're right. People do actually browse more online now,
Yeah.
and it's the online culture has been more pronounced for the home category. But I will give you an insider insight on this. Home for us, like HomeBox, we sell both furniture and home products.
Right.
Furniture, the journey is very different from home products. So a furniture buyer would want to take a look on and have like how it feels and looks and goes well in the home. So the journey is always omni for us. We have tested it out recently with a lot of market research we have done. So the furniture category, it starts the browsing and the inspiration they do take online, but before making a purchase they want to see how the
Actually
furniture looks
feel
like.
and see the touch and feel the product.
Yes, they still might choose to buy it online or browse other websites, but and that's when it gets very important for us to have that omni representation,
Mm.
and we are working very closely and very religiously to have that experience given to the customer. When it comes to home product, it is going towards the omni route,
Yeah.
going towards the online route, and there we have choices, we have assortments, and there the importance thing is like if I know more about G, I want to show her what she likes in the first few clicks. I don't
Mm.
want her to go through and a couple of clicks later she will finally go and land to the category she's used to. So that's a different challenge, but yeah, that shift we have seen, and we are working towards it, and we have been the biggest omni player. We have won several awards becoming, and we were recognized as the Omni Retailer of the Year in last to last year.
Right. So when you're talking about omni-channel, does that even like reduce the time that a customer spends online or browsing through any of the products? They know your system knows exactly what the customer is looking for.
Exactly, Jeet.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
People have become very tech savvy, and with influencer, TikTok, and the penetration of mobile and data, uh, more than 90% in UAE and other markets,
Yeah.
we can't ignore the channel. And we also, in the home category, realized, just like I explained,
Yeah.
that it has to be seamless. It has to be fully omni.
Absolutely. So we just spoke about all the online channels that you have. What about the traditional ATL and BTL activities that I think the world of marketing started with, with all of your in-store pop-ups, your activations, your billboards, vehicle brandings. How important are these in your marketing mix?
They are indeed very, very important. It depends on market to market.
Yeah.
So Dubai being a very closed and very dense, very concentrated market, it is very important that you are on top of their mind, and you are visible on the billboards and megacom and elevator screen, taxi branding. So we do all of it. What I just explained you, that communication,
Yeah.
in our previous question. What I meant is, the journey is very seamless when we have everything data driven.
Hmm.
But time and again, we also are taking assets which are BTL. So we are always there on radio, which has worked for us in Dubai. We are always trying to be around communities. And what I mean by communities is, for example, we just had a PR event around make room for moments,
Okay.
wherein we called people in and we asked them what moments, what are the things you are doing this holiday, and what does a living moment looks like for you. The next month, we are trying to do a sleep campaign wherein we are calling the people and giving them a free mattress prescription or advice on how do you select a best mattress for you. So we always want to connect and build that uh, emotional current and relevance for the customers.
Right.
We are also doing a lot of activation around local communities. It may be Navratri, Diwali, because when we go into the Diwali phase, we are known for the festivities.
Right.
And when the big Ramadan comes in, that we also do a lot of activation around Ramadan. So it is very important and a big part of our marketing to stay relevant and
Yeah.
to talk to the people. So BTL marketing, PR events, doing collaborations with the communities,
Right.
as well as sometimes for the sale, we do take lampposts. We want to be there around the people.
For all of
And
your outdoor activities, right?
yes. So in short, if I have to say, if I have to summarize, even though it's the strategy is more digital marketing and SMS and those led, which is more
Online.
direct, more
Yeah.
precise, and we don't want to do a carpet bombing. Rather, we want to be very structured, very measured, and very targeted. But it always also makes sense to be a part of the community and to take up the share of mind by doing all the BTL activities.
BTL and ATL activities,
Yes,
right?
so we are always there.
Right. You mentioned something about your festivities and all the events that revolve around it. What's the busiest time of the year for you?
I think definitely it's a Ramadan,
Okay.
but for home category, it's a pre-Ramadan, not the Ramadan,
Right.
because the home shopping happens before we start fasting.
Ah, right, right. So it happens in the month of Ramadan or before that?
1 month before.
1 month
So
before.
all the home categories, you will see that it's a pre-Ramadan sale,
Right.
something which is big. So how the general trend here is. So let me explain how the retail Ramadan looks for the retailer.
Okay.
So the shopping happens for home and furnishing before 1 month before the fasting starts.
So even 1 month before Ramadan is announced, the fasting month of Ramadan is announced 1 month before that.
Yes,
Right.
that's when we all the home retailer goes with a pre-Ramadan sale or a pre-Ramadan, and everything is lit up. And the home retailer are the first to introduce Ramadan in the market,
Yeah.
and that is then followed up with the grocery, which is the first 2 weeks, and the last 2 weeks is always about fashion. So
Okay.
it's like everything is timed. And so home, for home, the biggest trade is the pre-Ramadan season.
Right.
So this year Ramadan starts 15 Feb, but the planning has already started for us.
Okay.
So first thing happens is like, what is the brand campaign going to look like? For that, we need to first understand what the customer looks and feels and what they go through
Yeah.
in during Ramadan. We wanted to, for last year, for example, I can share, we have taken this route of calling refreshing tradition,
Mhm.
bring home your Ramadan. It was a very different route than other retailer, where most of the people will create a new range or a very opulent range of homeware. And Ramadan is always about living and dining, because you host families and get-togethers, and it's always about uh, family moments during iftar or so, and that's what home we're focusing on. We took a different route. We said we will be known for refreshing, and which, because it's also says that how do we start a new, something casual,
Okay.
and take a different approach. Similarly, this year we will come up with a campaign thought. A brief would be given, and then we will brainstorm on what we want to stand for as a
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah.
Then comes the product. What have we bought, and how are we going to put it together to create it beautiful and nice looking, functional theme and story. So all the mood boards would be discussed, and then the second step would be doing a shoot to create all sides of assets.
Yeah.
What I mean, asset would be, there would be a brand film, a lot of static content, a lot of reels,
Reels.
and different kinds of content would be created well in advance. Everything would be planned, everything would be scheduled, and then the final go live will happen in store, wherein we will create experiences which the customer will remember for. And the same thing, we will start uh, reskinning our website into Ramadan theme, so that they don't lose upon what they see in store. We will also involve a lot of PR and uh, influencers, and create an event where there would be a big launch of Ramadan. And that's when we will start the marketing. It will start with teasers, and then slowly, steadily, we'll bring in the theme, the narrative, what are the hero categories, products, what are we standing this year for Ramadan. And that's on, then we'll have a sustained campaign for almost 3 months. And that's how big Ramadan is for us.
Right. So it's literally like a 6 month grueling task for you, right? Working 6 months ahead of time.
Grilling, but also it has to be very well planned for,
Yeah.
and everything has to be in sync. This follows that, so it cannot go wrong. So it's very important for us.
In your earlier discussion, we spoke about customer relationship management.
Hmm.
So, just quickly talking about CRM now in an omni-channel world, omni-channel
Hmm.
sounds really great in theory, but a lot of brands, I think, are still struggling with it.
Yes.
How have you managed to keep your in-store, online, and mobile experiences aligned in a way that feel and look absolutely seamless for your customers?
So there are two, three aspects to this question. Uh, I, so first step is having a true north aligned for all the teams. So having a combined KPI, we take it very, very seriously. To be a truly omni retailer, all the KPIs, be it in store or online, has to be aligned. What it means is, a lot of customers, while browsing in store, happen to book online. Furniture retailer, you don't actually pick up the furniture from the store. It
Right,
eventually has to be delivered from the warehouse. So
absolutely.
it is always seamless. So every single product in HomeBox will have a QR code. You can scan it. It will take you to that product page. You can go through the reviews. You can go through all the features, additional demonstration. There are some explainer videos as well.
Mm.
So for us, it's very important to have that omni feel. If the customer wants to place the order, the sales assistant will help them out, or they can also take them through the website and show them so many varieties, so many. For example, this top, any furniture, we have multiple tops,
Mm.
multiple finishes,
Mm.
multiple sizes available, which cannot be placed in the store.
Mm.
So that's when, for us, online becomes a very important part, and it is ingrained in our selling. So we spoke about having a true north.
Yeah.
Second is having a lot of cross team meetings,
Yeah.
which will make it very transparent.
Mm.
All the problems of both the channels is regularly discussed and ironed out. Third step is from the marketing side, how do you give the customer the same seamless experience?
Yeah.
So the customer should not feel there are two different events happening. Customer journey is not linear and predictable anymore. They might choose to see a ad on Instagram, go to a website and browse through, and they will expect that same product to be available in
In
store
the store,
to
yeah.
try it out. And then they may go there online again, back to online, and search for another size and color and place the order there in that self. And again, if something happens, they will still reach out to the store and say that, can we get it fixed? And from the back end, from the marketing side, it's very important that we have that seamless CRM,
Yeah.
so that we know what the customer is talking about, or what order, or what the biggest frustration is for the customer if they call and the customer team cannot fetch the information. So we try to not avoid that and have entire journey mapped at the back end, so it's a single customer for us.
Right. In your earlier answer here, you did mention something about your in house teams, your
Yes.
in store teams, and your digital teams. When it comes to your teams now,
Hmm.
how do you make sure that your in store team is now aligned with your digital team, that everybody is moving in the same direction?
So, like I said, having a true north, having that KPIs ironed and inculcated and told to them, and having a regular meeting, being transparent about them. So it's not just the sale for that store, which is their KPI. It's also how much online sale can you ship from the, and they are given incentive for that as well.
Right.
So everything is Omni, right from strategy, the KPI, the budgets, the communication, execution, customer care, back-end support, everything is seamless, and we have a regular interaction with them.
Right, this is awesome. So I think CRM is very, very much important to every marketing activity, right, in every
It is.
company. And I think you're nailing it right there.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's move on to a very hot topic, which the world seems to be talking about these days. You're talking about data, AI, and automation. These days, much of the heavy lifting is automated. All of your campaign scheduling, your segmentation, even follow ups for that matter, which leaves your teams to really focus on real customer conversations. How does this impact your day to day work?
Because a large part of our strategy at HomeBox is digital and social media, which is top notch, and we've involved a lot of because they are the best in the world when it comes to AI and automation. So that has been taken care of. The segmentation, the A/B testing of the content, what will work, what has given us higher ROAS, the CTRs, those kind of technical or performance-driven marketing is already been automated, and it's always algorithm driven, which leaves us with a lot of room and a lot of time to think about what really means for the customer,
Yeah.
creating those memorable moments in their lives, creating those meaningful differentiation.
Hmm.
And a lot of our time is now spent on strategies. For example, what I do as a AI enthusiast, I have created a lot of chatbots, or
Okay.
you could say a avatar
Okay.
of customers, the persona. So we know about this customer persona. So I said, like, why don't we create a AI avatar of our customers?
Hmm.
And I had created multiple ones for HomeBox. And then whenever I want to think about it, I was very impressed by this Jeff Bezos, that putting a customer in your boardroom.
Yeah.
So we thought, like, why don't we create a AI avatar? And whenever we want to test something, we have fed him all the persona or the personality, psychographic age, and those, and we test our marketing communication on him and see that if it actually connects with him or not. So that's one of the thing you can try. The other ways of again, we all know that how AI is now churning out so much content,
Yeah.
and it's always already very good at creating copyrights, SMS script, email. Those things are already there, but more and more now the AI has been used for strategy. which is a big plus point for us. It is uh, augmenting, or I would say it is complementing. And one big thing I want to mention is all this was only available for people or the brands which has huge top line and they could spend on all of this. But now with AI, for example, IKEA created this. There was a viral video which
Yeah.
VO3 created with IKEA, and it would have costed $100,000, but that was now created with VO3 in just 3 seconds, and everyone started to pick up.
Absolutely. So you don't really have to be fearful of AI. You have to
Yes,
become friends with it and use it to your maximum advantage.
yes.
So outside of all this tech and noise that's around all of us, is there any good old school method that you still use to get inside the minds of your customers?
Oh, absolutely. Like from the first job, I remember my guide or a mentor, he said, Abhinav, you are very good with numbers, but I want you to uh, be closer to the customer. And he used to make me go and sit in one of the coffee shops in avenues in Kuwait and just watch how the consumers are interacting with all the brands. So I still do it once in a month. Like I go there, I sit. Thankfully, HomeBox has a very nice couch. You
Yeah.
can sit there and work from there and pretend to work, but while observing the people around. Actually, observing their behavior,
Hmm.
how they interact with the brand and how do they shop, what the journey looks like, is very important. So we can always hire an agency, market research agency, and do the surveys and FGDs and those things. But personal interaction with consumers, a very casual talk like why did you buy, why don't you buy, what do you like,
Yeah, yeah.
what were you looking for, simple questions will always help you to create that brand narrative
And connect with them as
and
well.
connect with them.
Yeah,
Just to give
absolutely.
you example, last month one of the customers came in and they were like uh, taking a lot of time to look at those dining tables,
Hmm.
and I was curious like what is it taking so much time. They were like touching, looking, and asking so many questions. So I went to them and said that I want to understand like what is it that you is taking you so much time. And they were saying that we are looking for kids friendly furniture,
Yeah.
and it was a new term for me, like kids friendly furniture. So they were actually telling me like as a toddler you need to have like all the curve edges. It You can't have like a very heavy items placed on the top, it might fall. It has to be stable, it has to does not have like a metal
Yeah.
so
No sharp
then I
edges.
started like, okay, as a product person, did we actually give them a thought, or have we identified that as a gap? Can we do something about it? Is it a big enough category? And that led me to thinking about like what can we do and solve this problem for them. So it's like things like this which you will unearth or uncover only when you interact with them.
So let's wrap this with a quick round of rapid fire. It's one of my favorite rounds. Are you ready for it?
Sure, sure.
Okay. Your go to CRM tool.
We are using Bloombridge. We just implemented that. But I would say that any CRM tool which does not just gather information but also gives us insight and end-to-end solution provider is what we are looking for. And I think we have high hopes on Bloombridge.
A loyalty program outside retail that you think does it really well.
I think everyone will agree with Emirates Skyward Points. It
Absolutely.
has been there and been the benchmark for us, all of us.
Email, SMS, or push notifications. Pick one.
I'm biased here. I would go with SMS because it's really personal. Even though people say that it doesn't work, but it's one of the best. Gives you higher response rate and read rate, and has been very strategic for us.
One GCC market that surprises you most with its customer behavior.
The biggest one, KSA. It has been always evolving and it kept me on toes. Like the culture over there, the people, the new generation which is coming up, they're very different from let's say 2 years back.
Your favorite automation hack.
uh, so like I mentioned this AI, so I'm still experimenting and still trying out new things, and every single update when it comes to AI, I try to try my hands on, and it does not cease to surprise me. It's always a new thing every day, single day.
Marketing leader you admire most.
Seth Godin, I think that's has been a maverick marketeer, and his themes like permission marketing, how emotional connect and creating a meaningful differentiation is important, has all guided my approach towards marketing.
Awesome. If not marketing, what would you be doing today?
uh, I have realized I love data and I love creating experience. So I could also, just to share a thing, I was the head of cultural committee in IIM Bangalore, and
Okay.
we have this tagline: we aim to entertain.
Okay.
So I would have become event management into a somewhere wherein it's important to create experiences. So either a
Awesome.
event management company or a tourism company.
Okay, great. Abhinav, you've totally nailed this. But before we wrap, I'd like to ask one question. If someone's trying to break into CRM and loyalty today, what is that one thing that they must absolutely get right from day one?
Let me summarize when I started, or if I have to guide my 20-year-old, two things which is very important: curiosity, understanding customers, not just the bookish or a knowledge like you've read through Kotler and you came and then you want to change the world. It doesn't happen. It always starts with curiosity and understanding of customer. Second is empathy. You have to be empathetic to their problems, their personal challenges. So these two is important to lay the foundation of who is the customer, what do they want. Then comes the second layer, which is creating meaningful differentiation. How do you stitch together the story? How do you make it so creative storytelling is one thing which is always in fashion, and not even AI can take that from you. So if you are current now starting to build your marketing forte, I would think these two is go to. One is understanding and curiosity about the customer, and second is creative storytelling.
Absolutely great. This has been incredible, Abhinav. So many wonderful insights to take home today. Thank you very, very much for being here on the show
Pleasure was mine.
and
Thank you
wishing
for
you all the
inviting me.
best.
Thank you. All the best to you too.
Great.
Thanks.
And to everyone listening, keep pushing boundaries, keep asking questions, and see you on the next episode of the Marketing Bytes. Plug in, power up, press play.